What's up, Better Days? Happy 420. Today we're in the garden and we're gonna do some extensive planting. I've got my shot glass here from the 1982 World's Fair. I was there, it was fun. These are some sunflower seeds that I grew. These are some select seeds that came off some of the bigger ones that I grew. So we're gonna get these in the ground today, along with a whole bunch of other stuff. Last night we got what'll probably be the last frost of the season. So I'm gonna go ahead and get everything in the ground today in anticipation for summer's arrival. All right, so to put these sunflowers where I want them, I just kind of dug a trench with my hard rake right back here along this fence. Let's see here. There we go. Keep in mind, this is not master gardening. This is just me having fun. So I'm just going to take these seeds and I am just going to sprinkle them down in there. And to get the desired results we want, we may have to thin these out, but that'll be okay. All right. Nice row of sunflower seeds. Let's just cover it up. Alrighty. I'm just gonna take this dirt I pulled up and push it right back over top of it. There we go. And now I'll have those along the fence, standing tall, probably well above the fence line. And then I've got all this room in front of them here. And I can plant, well, whatever I want, because those are going to grow straight up. So I've still got all the sunflowers I want in, and all this room to utilize. This was an onion from the grocery store. I left it in my refrigerator, and it turned into this. It took it a few months, but even at 36 degrees, it grew this in the refrigerator. Don't judge me. I'm a single guy. I live by myself. Onions have that kind of time in my refrigerator. Anyway, something similar happened when I started growing garlic here. And now I can't stop the garlic. It's everywhere in my yard. So I had two of these. I took one and I already put it in the ground here. These are Vidalia onions, big sweet onions. They don't really grow here very well. They need really loose soil. But I happen to have some soil here that has a lot of rocks in it. And not unlike sand, you know, what is a rock other than a big piece of sand? So it keeps it pretty loose. Lots of little rocks in here. We'll just put him in like you're supposed to with onions. Even though this isn't the time of year to plant onions. This isn't the time of year to plant onions. That doesn't matter. These are going to grow and spread and turn this into a big onion hill that will produce onions for years to come. And this is the front of the house with the blackberries that are already in full bloom, which is nice. And then tons of strawberries. Check out my blueberry bush. Look at there must be 10 there's at least 10 carpenter bees. See how close we can get. That's pretty close, I'd say. They're really unconcerned with me right now. You know how usually they'll fly at you and go all crazy? They're hot for this blueberry bush right now. Look how many there are. Golly. Go ahead and pollinate them. Thanks, buddy. So cool. All right, let's get to work. I got a bunch of stuff to plant. I've got these 2 pots, and typically what I'll do is put a citronella in there. These things, mosquito plant, citronella mosquito plant, they really smell great. And if you're lucky, they'll keep some mosquitoes away. I don't know how well that works. I love the way they smell. So we'll pop a couple of these. There we go. And we'll set those on the back patio. GoPro, stop recording. All right, I got my peppers in. I'm gonna show you what I did here. I just dug down here, not very far. That's it. That's how much soil I have in my yard. So any food that we get is pretty amazing. That's it. My whole yard, about that much depth of soil. So when I plant something like this pepper plant, I take everything out down to the rock, put some garden soil in there from Miracle-Gro, put my plant in, cover them up with more garden soil from Miracle-Gro. Bam. And then kind of put some of this clay over it, kind of hold it in place. There we go. That is a Cajun bell pepper. So it's a spicy bell pepper. This is a jalapeno pepper. That's a heatless jalapeno. This is another Cajun bell. This is a yellow bell pepper, and then a red bell pepper, an orange bell pepper, a green bell pepper, another jalapeno pepper, and then this said it's a pineapple ground cherry. And I looked it up, it says they're like tomatillos, but they're orange and they taste like pineapple. And I love pineapple. And then at the end of the row down here, this gets all day shade from this big dumb hackberry tree. So I don't really plant anything over here. Just got it mulched to kind of keep the weeds out. And typically this is where I'm gonna park my garden carts. On the other end you've got the raspberries, and I'm trying to encourage them to move this way, which they're starting to do. Take all of this area over. That'd be nice. I'm gonna plant my tomatoes on this side, and hopefully by the end of the season, when the sunflowers are real tall, the tomatoes can vine themselves up the sunflower stalks and really grab some of that afternoon sun that it sets over there. But if you were above the fence, you could really take advantage of it. This is the last few holes that I have. I'm planting Parks Whoppers improved hybrid tomatoes. So I'm planting Parks Whoppers, and I'm planting Bonnie Original, our favorite tomato. This is the soil that I've got to work with. In some spots, it's a little worse than it is over there. In some spots, it's even shallower. This is 3 inches of soil. So we're not gonna get to go very deep with our tomatoes. Now, tomato plants need to be planted deep, but we don't have that option. We're gonna work with what we got. GoPro, stop recording. All right, everything's in on this side. I've got the strawberries back here that grow year round, and they'll be kicking out some berries pretty soon. Man, they are covered, absolutely covered in berries. So they'll be, usually by Mother's Day, there's a few strawberries starting to get ready. There's my nice row of tomatoes. That's a blueberry bush in between the tomatoes and the onion pile. It don't look super healthy, but he just got moved there last fall. We'll see how he does this summer. This is gonna be the onion patch. Lots of rocks and sticks. There's all my peppers. Bam. Now we gotta get the other side filled in. There's one of the carpenter bees. He's pretty cool with me. He hangs out right here by this gate like all day, every day. And you know how they swarm you and go all crazy and stuff? I think he's gotten to know me because they've been here for years. The same family that digs in my fence post over around the corner. Anyway, he's cool with me. This is garlics. You guys have seen all the garlics, and then the grapes, and then the lettuce down there. So all of this is full. I don't put stuff in here. I've just mulched all of this, and I let the grapevines kind of do their thing. And then this is the result. If you give them space, look at this thing. Man, it's like a tree. It's so thick. I love it. So he's doing his thing. 3 grapevines there. And then the plum tree is going nuts. Look at the little plums. They got little peach fuzz on them. And there's hundreds of them. There's so many of them. They're all over the tree. It's fantastic. It's my first year getting anything off of this tree, which is nice. So then there's the little lettuces, and I've started to thin those out some. This is the last spot we have left, and we're gonna put rows of Silver Queen corn. This is the best tasting corn you can get, and it's my mom's favorite, so we're gonna grow that. I have a lot of luck growing corn out here. I just have a lot of squirrels that like to eat it before I can get to it. All right, I took my shovel and just turned over a row of soil. And what I'm gonna do is there'll be 1, 2, 3 rows. So this is the first row. I'll start in the back. And then you just take your little corns, and it says 9 inches apart. Man, they look closer than that in the field, don't they? Let's do them about 6 inches apart. GoPro, stop recording. All right, I've got them all in the little ditch there, and I'm gonna cover them with some garden soil, Miracle-Gro. Not much. Just enough to give them a little extra nutrients. All right, now I'm gonna cover it back up with the dirt that I pulled out of there. Okay, there's 1 row. Now we got 2 more to go. GoPro, stop recording. There's the bedrock. All right, that's got the 3rd row in the ground. I'm gonna take the last of this soil and put it over top of them. All right, that's 3 rows of corn. 1 right through there, 1 right through the middle, and 1 right up on this end. All we got to do now is get it soaking wet. And that's a look at my garden. When I started doing these videos, I never would have imagined 100 people would want to watch my gardening. But that's the way it's turned out, and I really appreciate it, you guys. From here on out, it'll just be harvesting updates and plant updates, what everything looks like and what we're eating in the garden. Thanks for watching. Have a better day.